There's a difference between being broken and being reforged, between being used and being empowered. And in Glow, the fourth explosive installment of the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy, that difference becomes not just the heart of the story, but the fire that fuels its heroine's transformation. From the Gilded Cage to the Battlefield of Kingdoms, Glow is where Auren finally sheds the last of her chains. She's no longer just the favored pet of a cruel king. She's no longer the compliant prisoner gilded in gold. She's something new now, untamed, unleashed, and burning brighter than ever before. The story picks up right after the devastating conclusion of Gleam, where truths were revealed, alliances shattered, and betrayals cut deeper than any blade. Auren is left reeling from everything she thought she knew about herself, about King Midas, and about the world around her. But what truly ignites this chapter of her journey is her own awakening. The chains she once wore willingly are now broken, and behind her, she has tasted freedom, she has discovered her power, and she will never let herself be caged again. As Auren begins to understand the extent of her true abilities, the world around her becomes more dangerous than ever. Kingdoms are shifting, war is looming, enemies are circling, and not all of them wear obvious crowns. While the Fifth Kingdom threatens to fall into chaos, Auren must choose whether to keep running from her destiny or stand in the fire and become something stronger than gold. But freedom doesn't come without consequences, and trust doesn't come without risk. Rip, the commander of the Fourth Army, once seemed like another captor. Brutal, intimidating, and fiercely loyal to his kingdom, Rip has always walked a fine line between threat and protector. But now his bond with Auren deepens into something more potent, something charged with possibility and pain. Their connection crackles with slow-burn tension that finally bursts into full flame and glow. It's raw, passionate, and deeply emotional. Not just lust, but something dangerous and real. And as much as Auren may crave the safety he offers, she knows that standing beside Rip means making enemies of powerful people. What makes Glow so compelling is Auren's growth. This is no longer a girl waiting to be rescued. This is a woman learning to rescue herself. For the first time, she stops bending to survive and begins to rise to fight. She learns that her voice matters, that her choices matter, and that her magic, once hidden away in shame, is not something to fear, but something to wield. Her internal battle becomes as gripping as the wars waging around her. Auren's journey of self-discovery is echoed in her relationships. Her past with King Midas haunts her. He was the man who found her in the dirt and gave her a purpose, or so she thought. In truth, Midas gilded her not out of love, but out of greed. He covered her in gold to display his power and to keep her under control. Now, as his obsession with Auren grows darker and more desperate, his mask begins to slip, revealing a man who cannot stand to lose what he believes he owns. Meanwhile, the growing connection between Auren and Rip stands in stark contrast. Rip doesn't want to control her. He wants her to choose. He challenges her, pushes her, but never cages her. He sees her not as a possession, but as a partner. As the truth behind Rip's monstrous form is slowly revealed, it becomes clear that appearances can deceive, and the real monsters wear crowns of gold, not horns or claws. The political landscape of Glow is also a highlight. Raven Kennedy weaves a world of complex alliances, shifting loyalties, and deadly court intrigue. The kingdoms of Aurea are on the brink of war. Greed and fear drive kings and queens to commit horrific acts in the name of power. As Auren steps into this world as more than just a pawn, she begins to realize just how dangerous it is to be seen. Her magic is rare. Her voice is powerful. And the more she rises, the more others will try to tear her down. but perhaps the most captivating part of Glow is the theme of transformation. This isn't just a fantasy tale. It's a story of survival and rebirth. Auren's journey speaks to anyone who has ever felt small, who has ever been silenced, who has ever had to claw their way out of someone else's shadow. She was once a gilded prisoner. Now she is something else entirely. And as her glow becomes a blaze, it becomes clear she is not just part of the fire. She is the fire. With beautiful prose, intense emotion, and jaw-dropping twists, Glow takes the series to a whole new level. The pacing never slows. Every chapter reveals another layer, another truth, another betrayal. And just when you think you know what's coming, Kennedy pulls the rug out from under you. The romance is electric. The stakes are sky high. The magic is fierce and unforgettable. Glow is not a love story. It's a revolution. It's not about a girl falling for a man. It's about a woman rising for herself. Whether you're new to the Plated Prisoner series or you've been following Auren from the beginning, Glow is the book that will leave you breathless. It's not just a continuation, it's a transformation. And by the end, you'll be desperate for more. Because once you've seen Auren shine, you'll never forget her glow. If you want to listen full audiobook for free, link in description. Thank you.